an honor to have you here and to go on this journey together. I really look forward to it, to share with you, and also for me to receive the nourishment from being in this setting with you. So we will start this series quite gently. We will move gently into the feminine landscape. And the first step of moving into our bodies is what we will be with today. And what I have experienced quite deeply in my own body and in my classes is that to move into a feminine space, we can call it womb space. I really love that term. To kind of move out of this like linear time and keeping the watch and all of that. Like I have to keep the watch because I'm leading, but for you to really move into a different time frame. And this time frame, it's almost hard to explain it, but it's this healing time frame where we're kind of beyond the sense of time. So the beauty is if we can make this commitment to, I'm here now for this, how many minutes? Well, an hour and 15 minutes. And I just block out everything else so that I can really give myself full attention. And I don't know about you, but very often with me, like when I start to relax in a yoga class, all these ideas come up and what I'm going to have for dinner. And like, there's the mind will still be active. But again and again, we come back to ourselves. We come back to the body. We come back to sensing. And when we are stepping into our body and really feeling, that's when we can open up to love. We can open up to heal in our bodies. When we can really truly feel ourselves, when we can start to notice what is lying inside of me, in my physical body, this pain and tension here, and maybe some stress further down, like we start to become aware of these small details. And then when we pay attention to this, we increase our sensitivity, our ability to sense the body. And to sense the body is really what sensuality is. So for me, that has been a deep longing for a long time to really feel like I want to be a sensual woman. And what does that mean to be a sensual woman? It has a lot of meanings. And in this context today, we can really look at it in an embodied way, sensuality in an embodied way, to truly feel. And we have to give ourselves time to feel, to be able to feel. So step by step, and it can be quite simple, just to feel the breath, to feel my hand, to feel if I am stroking. I can feel how the fabric is under my hand, and I can also feel how the hand that is touching feels. So this is quite basic, but it's very important principles. So we will start, and I will start to guide you. I am posting a Spotify list if you want to play music during the class. So let's just find, for all of you to find the Spotify. And just let me know if you're having any problems with it, if you can't open it. it should be fine. I think I'm learning how to share it now. Many of you might already have this because I shared it in the group, in our Facebook group. Does everyone have it? Yeah. So let's do 3, 2, 1, and on 1 we start. 3, 2, and 1. And yeah, just move down to the mat. I'm gonna stay seated for a little while, but you may lie down, and either you want to lie in Shavasana, or if you could also lie in what we call the constructive rest pose, which means to keep the knees bent and to rest the knees together and have the feet wide. And this, you may even have the knees apart, which will give you a little bit more breathing space for your yoni. So getting comfortable, we're going to start with a relaxation. And see how you feel like resting. If you want to lie in full Shavasana, or maybe you want to rest your hands on top of your womb. And just see how it feels comfortable for you. And gently closing your eyes. And together we may take a few deep breaths. Inhale slowly and deeply. And exhale through the mouth. Do this a few times. Allowing your body to fully release. With each exhale, it's as if your body lets go deep into the ground. You may imagine that with the exhale, the back of your body grows deep roots into the ground. And the first step of sensing when you are resting is to simply become aware of yourself. How you're feeling. How is your breath? How is your body? How is your heart? How is your mind? Can you welcome any sensation, any emotion, any thought? So that your being can just be. And you may move one hand up to your heart, and you may ask yourself, why am I here? What is my deepest longing in this moment? Where do I long to heal, to become more alive? Where on my feminine journey do I long to awaken? How can I love myself deeper so that my feminine essence can shine like the jewel that it is? And I invite you to non-vocally repeat this prayer, to invoke the blessings of the Great Mother to bless us. You may repeat after me. Beloved Mother, May your grace and blessings flow into my womb, into my heart, my whole sacred body temple. May I move into the most healing and honoring way so that my womb can feel my healing intentions. I have faith that the Great Mother is always present, healing me, holding me, loving me. Take a deep inhale and release. You may gently bend your knees up to your breasts, and either you can hug your knees, you can circle the knees. Just see what feels good for you. How can you nourish yourself deeply? Remember that to be able to feel deeper, we need to slow down. You may let your breath be as deep as it is comfortable for you. If you know Ujjayi breathing, you can have a very mild Ujjayi breath. Place your feet back down. And before we move on, just allow your hands to stroke along your body. It can even be your fingertips, just stroking very gently. You can keep your awareness on how it feels in your fingertips. And also notice how it feels to be touched. How does your nervous system respond to this touch? Increasing your sensitivity. your ability to feel yourself. Often when we start with connecting to our wombs, we may get frustrated because we cannot feel. And you may just start so simply touching yourself like this. And just gently release your hands so that they are resting on the ground. We will start to come into a movement with our hips, and first you may start by circling your hips. And as I have mentioned, if you are in your first day of bleeds, this is more of a meditative journey in the sense that you won't move so deeply into the poses. And while you are circling now, you may also start to move your knees a little bit side to side. And the hips they could be lifting just a few centimeters off the ground. And breathe with the movement. Another thing that can happen as we are slowing down is that the mind takes the chance to release, so that the thoughts could be quite active. And you can try this dance between letting the mind be there, and sometimes you go with the thoughts, and then you come back to this deep sensing, this deep feeling of your body. And here you can explore to move into an organic bridge by maybe you lift one buttocks, gently squeeze one buttocks up, and then release it down. Squeeze the other buttocks and release it down. You could even choose to not look at me at all and just trust that your body will hear what it needs to hear. And there's an invitation to stretch your arms up above your head. And just go with the movement that feels good for you. If it's more of a turning, twisting motion with the spine, or if you're lifting your pelvis higher up, This is the first time possibly where you are exploring yourself in a different way. And release down. Take a rest for a few breaths. And as you stay, feel the roots of your back grow back into the ground. Surrendering your whole body. Slowly, we will transition over to lie on the stomach. And just gently turn yourself over. You might keep the eyes closed if that feels good for you. And as you're coming over to lie on the stomach, just start by lying down for a breath, feeling this transition, this shift in perception. And gently place one hand and the other hand beside your breasts. And we will start to gently lift our chest off the ground into some kind of cobra pose. And this is a slightly unusual cobra pose because you may swing your body from side to side using the weight into your hands and staying with your spine. And this cobra might move into the most sensual dance. And for some of you, you might feel like coming even deeper, higher up. Or for some of you, you might feel like coming lower down. Breathe with the pose. And come to the center. Press your hands into the ground to lift yourself back into child's pose. You may keep the hands, the arms stretched in front of you. Surrendering to this slow and deep journey. From here, on an inhale, you will roll yourself up into a cat stretch, rounding the spine up and really feeling how you are giving your spine a deep stretch. And then release back down. Move between these two. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release down. And imagine that rather being the muscles that is moving your body, it is your breath that is moving your body. And you're not just moving down and up between these poses. There is so much more happening. You can move deeper into the layers of your body. Where you can truly meet yourself. Moving deeper can mean to feel all the way into your spine. It can mean to feel how the position, the movement of your pelvis shifts as you move up and down. It can mean to be with your heart and what is arising within you. Now transition this movement into standing on hands and knees and start to move your hips. You know, it can be so simple. We can stay with the most simple movements so that we have the ability to not focus on the movement and how it should be done, so that we can move much deeper than that. And explore as you're moving your hips. If you feel called to stretch your spine, If you feel called to move and stretch in your neck, if you feel called to stretch your face, stretch your jaw, breathe and release. How can you move deeper into your body? What movement is your body calling you to do? Maybe you need to do something totally different. Explore. Try. Test. You're even welcome to stand up if your body calls you to. In a way, it could be moving without thinking, in a way where you're not planning for what's to come. It's your body speaking its own language. It's your body expressing itself. And remember, you are learning a new language, which can be difficult in the beginning. Give yourself time. Be like a curious child discovering. With so much innocence. You may gradually start to transition. We're gonna sit on our knees or sit with the legs crossed, but before to do that, you may allow your legs to stretch if you need a break from bending the knees, just allow your legs to stretch and do some kind of releasing movement for your spine. In a little moment, we're going to move into a beautiful body blessing. So either sitting with the knees crossed or sitting over your legs, over your lower legs. So just finding the position that feels comfortable for you. And we're going to move through a beautiful sequence together. So we'll go slowly through it a few times. And the first step is to very sensitively touch the ground in front of you. So I know we are all inside, and this is also a form of Mother Earth, even if it's not so felt. And then with the fingertips, like we did in the beginning, we just stroke our thighs. And then we reach up into the womb and we hold our hands on the womb. Take a deep breath into your womb. And as you inhale, you feel how you are expanding the space of your womb into your palms. And soften as you release. And here, a few times, you may tuck and tilt your hips. Just a gentle reminder for your womb that the womb's energy to awaken. And then you stroke your hands up to your heart. You lift the elbows out to the side and just very gently cover the heart space, your breasts. You're barely touching. There might be a few millimeters between your hand and the fabric. And reach your arms up above the head. And as you reach up, feel how you are opening your heart. Tilting the heart up towards the sky, towards the roof. Open to receive blessings. As a prayer to open up your heart. Stay with this pose and allow your arms to be the extension of your heart. A deep prayer for your heart to open. Feel your heart's deep longing to open to open this beautiful, loving space. To open this very sacred feminine center. And with so much sensitivity and reverence, you slowly lower your arms, bringing the palms together, not touching, but just close together, the palms in front of the heart. And then you touch the palms. You lean the palms into your heart. And then you lead the heart space energy down into your womb, filled with intention, filled with prayer. Take a deep breath all the way down into the womb and release. And as you're touching your womb, feeling this deep longing, prayer to open and heal your womb space. Gently stroke your hands down along your legs and back down to the ground. Let's do this one more time. And if you feel like you need to stay somewhere in the sequence, give yourself the chance to stay. Meeting your womb one more time. And even if you cannot feel her physically, she can express in feelings, in thoughts. Leading your hands, the fingers barely touching your stomach as you lift up to your heart space and breasts, touching so tenderly. Take a deep inhale into the heart and release. Lift the arms up above the head. Feel how you are lifting your breasts and your heart space up, open to receive. Open for your heart to be a vessel of love, of compassion, of healing. Breathe deeply into your heart. Every breath, every movement, a prayer. Prayer to heal, to awaken. Gently release your hands down with tenderness and care, meeting in front of your heart. Bow down to your heart. Feel your heart. Feel the prayer in your heart in this moment. What does it long for? What are you not daring to ask? From the heart, you follow the sacred, energetic river, the connection down to your womb. Breathe deep down. The breath is an invitation for your womb to open. Release the programming of sucking your belly in, of tensing your belly. Allow the womb to be soft. Even if the tension is still there, see if you can soften around the tension in your lower belly. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, gently stroke your hands down your thighs, release to the ground. Let this touch of the ground be a surrender, a surrender of what is right now. I am okay, just how I am, infinitely lovable right now. We will start to transition down to lie on the ground. And in not too long, we will go into rest. So if you want to dim the lights and make sure that you have a blanket, gradually find your way to lie down. And in a few minutes, we will come into a restful meditative journey. And before we do that, you can either follow what I'm doing, or if your body is calling to do something special before you go into rest, you may do so. If you want to join me, bend your knees and you may have the arms stretched out to the sides. Take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, you turn both your legs over to one side. And on the inhale, you lift back up. As you exhale, you turn over to the opposite side. And to get a deeper stretch, in the front of your hips, the knee that is at the top, reach it down to the knee that is touching the ground, and you can feel you get a nice deep stretch both in the spine and in the front of the hip. I will guide that one more time. Come back to the middle. On the exhale, turning over to the sides, the lower knee touches the ground. The upper knee stretches towards the knee that is resting on the ground. Come back to the front and twist opposite side. This movement that we are doing, it's more of a somatic movement where we are moving deep into the body to feel the deeper layers of our being. And at the end here, you may rest at one side and come into a deeper spiraling of your spine, a twist. Twists are one of my favorite poses in yoga, because they really help you release your spine, in especially lying twists, in a very gentle, nourishing way. And when our spine is tensed or the energy is stuck, it has a great effect on our whole being, on our body's prana. Turning over to the opposite side. And if you are feeling tension in areas of your spine, see if you can mentally breathe down, breathe your awareness around the tension, as if your breath awareness was like a river flowing in between the tension. And on your next inhale, gradually transition to the front. And now we will go into our meditation. And you may come into the traditional Shavasana. Or if you feel like giving a more openness to your yoni and your womb, you could place your legs into diamond pose where the soles of your feet are touching and the knees are opening up to the side. Or you may have your legs in what we can call the birthing position, where simply your feet are on the ground and the knees are wide apart. So just test what works for you. So if you have something to cover your eyes, you could use some fabric to cover your eyes, or just simply close your eyes and see where your hands feel like resting. Maybe you feel that your heart is especially tender, and you can place a loving hand by your heart. Or maybe you want to give all your healing touch to your womb. Or maybe your hands just needs to rest down on the floor. And to enter a deeper rest, take a deep breath in. Release through your mouth. Two more times. Deep breath in. Release through your mouth. Last one. With the last deep exhale, give yourself the permission to surrender completely. The back of your head heavy on the ground. And the upper back heavy on the ground. And the buttocks heavy on the ground. Outer parts of your feet, your legs, heavy. Your jaw drops into deep surrender. And the expression in your face disappears. You become completely relaxed in your face. You feel how every muscle lets go. And you are surrendering into a feminine, receptive space. A space of meeting yourself. A space where you can just be yourself in your unique perfection. Just you. And like the most loving mother, you are holding your heart so tenderly. You are holding your emotions with the greatest compassion. What is your body holding on to? Where do you feel that it's time to let go? Where can you mother yourself so that the pain can release? Can you hold yourself with so much affection? In the most loving, sweet hug. Can you hold yourself in the deepest acceptance for what you have been given in this life? Can you love your pain? Can you embrace it? Can you welcome it? So that it has the chance to release, to heal. In this deep space of receptive awareness, allow these words to sink to the depth of your being. I allow myself to heal. I am worthy of healing. I deserve to heal. I allow myself to heal. I am worthy of healing. I deserve to heal. And just very gently come back to the space. Feel the ground beneath you. Feel your body, your breath. You may slowly start to move. Take a deep breath and turn over to rest on the side. Feel this beautiful, safe pose. And you may stay here for as long as you wish. You don't have to come up if you don't feel ready. And otherwise, just slowly find your way up into a seated vertical pose. You end this class. Place one hand by the heart, one hand by the womb. And regardless of what you feel has happened and what has not happened, trust that you have received exactly what you need for your body to heal at the deepest level. Let us end with the peace mantra, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. A prayer for peace in your heart, for all women to find peace. Take a deep inhale to chant. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti. Prayers to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me this evening.